Hi folks, Dave, the man from the East. This is going to be the 9-clue video. This is what's going to give you a different perspective on the actual poem and the 9 clues and how what they really are. I know there's so many people out there that I was making the same mistake they were. When you look at the poem, just so you know, right, I got the same one, right? As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secret where and hint of riches new and old. Beginning where warm waters halt and take it in the canyon down. Not far, but too far to walk. You know the whole poem. I don't need to read it to you. If people, maybe there are people who are just joining in, never knew about Forrest's hunt. I think I've explained a lot where when you look at it, your perspective is probably going to realize this is the real solve. The people that have things concrete in their mind of what their solve is, they just can't let their solve go. But the fresh minds, a lot more chance of seeing actually what the real solve is. I'm going to explain each clue out of the poem, the 9 of them that bring you to the resting place of Forrest's treasure. It's going to be a couple of starts and stops, but please hang on. Hi folks, as I said, a whole new perspective on this poem and the clues. The first clue I'm going to give you is very first stanza. As I have gone alone in there and with my treasures bold. Now that's highlighted because that's the specific pinpoint of Palisades Sill. I dotted the rest of it because if you notice there's a comma here. So the rest of this could all still be the whole first clue, but this is just one hint that he's giving you, pinpointing Palisades Sill. So when you realize that Palisades Sill is your search area, that's where he's gone in alone, in there, Palisades Sill. But that is your first clue, and it could be the whole first paragraph. It could just specifically be as I've gone alone in there and with my treasures bold, because that bottom is a hint. So I consider it, I don't consider it one of the 9 clues, but that is your very first clue. As I've gone alone in there, and when you realize where there is, that's his here. That's his secret area. All right. Okay, folks. The second clue. Begin it where warm waters halt and take it in the canyon down. Not far, but too far to walk. Now, you see that period after walk? Those 3 lines are together. That's one clue. This is a different perspective on what the actual clues are. This is, all 3 of those lines together are one clue. I was doing, I don't know where it came from. I was doing the same thing. I was taking one line and thinking that's one clue. It's not, folks. That's, all 3 of those lines are the second clue. Because when you begin it where warm waters halt, you are at Agua Fria Peak. Take it in the canyon down. He's giving you a direction from Agua Fria Peak. So that's in with that clue. And he's telling you it's not far, but too far to walk. 23 miles, which also fits in with the Vietnam memorial along the way about walking out of the Viet Cong jungle. So that is your second clue. That those 3 lines together. Okay? You see the commas. You see there's no, it ends at the period. Number 2 clue. Okay? Whole different perspective. After the second clue, I'll do the third one right now. Put in below the home of Brown, which is Eagle's Nest. The home of Brown is Eagle's Nest. It's its home. it's put in down below in the canyon. Okay? That's your third clue. One line, period, right at the end. Number 3, folks. Number 4. I did 1, 2, 3. Put in below the Homer Brown as number 3. This is why Forrest said it can be found within the first few clues, because this one is from there. Okay? From there, it's no place for the meek. The same there he's talking about up here. If you can figure out what there is. So many people miss it. But there is Palisades Sill. So from there, it's no place for the meek. All right? The end is ever drawing nigh. The reason I separated that, and I can show you right here, see this little, whatever the hell that is, some hyphenated whatever, that is the separation between that clue and the next clue, because you are a Palisade Sill. From there, it's no place for the meek. Now, this clue is one specific area. From there, his special spot. And then the end is ever drawing nigh, which is Palisade Sill, which is right there where his area is. So that's one clue. Because the next clue, number 5, let's put it up here for you, is there'll be no paddle up your creek. Just heavy loads and water high. Okay, folks? The reason that's separated, and that's your next clue, number 5, is because that's down the canyon a little bit further. That's the no paddle up your creek is don't go down to Maverick Creek. It's wrong. Don't go down to it. There's only heavy loads and water high. Just heavy loads and water high. So that separation, that's another clue down further. Past. I don't even know if I did the mountain men, no place for the meek, but that's that mountain man, the old man face. I apologize. I'll go back and do that one. But you're from there's no place for the meek. The meek is the mountain man face. The old man face. It's the mountain man territory. It is no place for the meek. I should have said that. I'm trying to keep everything in order. But that separation there between Palisades, with the end is ever drawing nigh, Palisades Sill, the cliff, and no place for the meek, which is the mountain man, still on that corner, right on Palisades Sill, but just on the opposite side. That clue separates from Maverick Creek. Don't go down to the creek. There's only heavy loads and water high, which is Gravel Pit Lakes, and that lake that's higher than the other two. So there's 5 clues, folks. All those 5 clues right in the first 3 stanzas. Now there's 4 more that are going to pinpoint where the treasure is, and I'll go over those. Clue number 6, whole different area again. Once you've realized that whole portion of the first 5 actual clues, that's where you're supposed to search. Okay? If you've searched Palisades Sill like he tells you to in those 5 clues, if you can figure it out, because it's tricky, it's not just a one line and that's one clue. There are separations there. The next one, if you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. That's separated. That's number 6. Okay? That's because when you find that fire pit that's up on the ridge, hidden away through the chase, up in the ravine that leads you up to it, but not now, folks. Don't go through that ravine. It's too dangerous, like I said before. Watch my videos so you don't go up in that ravine. But anyways, if you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. Separated because you're up on that ridge now with his end of his rainbow, that fire pit. That's the end of the rainbow. That is, and he says it in the poem. If you figure out these clues precisely, it'll bring you to the end of my rainbow and the treasure. There's a separation there for a reason, because if you're lucky enough to find his blaze that he's talking about, and I'm telling you now, folks, I'm the only person that has solved this every single thing. And I may be off a little bit here and there, and I've learned things as I've gone along because of people pushing me a little bit. And it's only me that has solved this. But that separation right there, look quickly down. If you've been wise and found the blaze, look quickly down your quest to cease. You're up on the ridge, and the cease is T.S. Eliot. At the end of your exploration, it'll cease. You'll end up back where you started. That's when you move on to the next clue. That's why it's separated here. But tarry scant with marveled gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. So that's separated in those clues because you're up on the ridge. All right? You found the blaze. You're wise. Look quickly down. You're still on the ridge. But you're still up there. That's why those two lines are together. The look quickly down, your quest to cease. Now we'll move on to clue 7, like I said. All right. But tarry scant with marvel gaze. You're back down in the parking lot now. You end up back where you started from the cease. That cease is critical for you to line up, coming back and starting where you started. Is right in that parking lot. I used to park in front of that sign for 6 years and not picked up on the cross. I parked there. I was so close for 6 years. But that's that separation. But tarry scant with marvel gaze. Just take the chest and go in peace. Because when you get back down to the bottom of the hill, you're crossing the parking lot, which is very little, 1 parking space. And you have Palisades Hill all up in front of you. So that separation right there is clue number 7. And take the chest and go in peace. It's right there, 12 feet in, folks, from the end of the parking lot. Okay, moving on. We have. So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? The answer I already know. I've done it tired and now I'm weak. That's his explanation of he used to do it when he was a kid, and he's too old and weak to do it now. But that's his spot. That's where he wanted to go to bury it. But or to place it. So some people say, he placed it in a hole, folks. Then he buried it up, put a cross on it. So now we're moving on to number 8. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. Again, these two lines are together for this clue. There's a comma and then there's a period. So what he's saying, like I said, it's like a sermon. You right there, you've already walked up to the cross. If you've gone across the tarry scant with marvel gaze, take the chest. That cross is right there in the middle of the parking lot, or was. I had my friends grab it. But that cross, you're standing right in front of it, and it's like, so hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. You're going to dig in the grave. All right, a couple of notification and interruptions, but I'm back. Yeah, your effort will be worth the cold. You are digging in the grave to dig up the treasure chest. And the last and final clue, number 9, is explaining that. If you're brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold. Okay? The brave is, like I said in the story, with a canopy of stars and the cross. He's probably figuring you're going to go in there at night and dig it up, because you're not supposed to dig in a state park. But that if you are brave and in the wood, a palisade is a wooden structure. Folks, all of these clues pinpoint Palisades Hill. And whether you see it or not, it is what the clues indicate and all line up to. I've brought in from every aspect of every single thing that people have asked, what does this mean? What does that mean? T.S. Eliot and J.D. Solinger, the canasta. It's all there. Everything is there in perfect order. And when you watch my videos and you see that, and you see it all line up, it's all magic. It took him 15 years, folks, to do this. And it's not going to be something someone's going to solve in a year. It took me up to 6 years to finally figure it out. And I felt bad after I found the blaze, and it took 2 years to figure out what the quickly down was. That's on me. There's 3 quickly downs there. I could go over all those again. They're in my videos. But I've given you the 9 clues that bring you right to the treasure chest and where it was at the cross, and he tells you to dig it up. If you're brave and in the wood, if you're brave enough to dig right there, like the sermon, your effort will be worth the coal digging in that grave. Folks, this is the only clues that is going to give you every single thing pulled together in order, like he said. That's it. That's the 9 clues that Forrest was talking about that will bring you to the end of his rainbow and the treasure chest. It's figuring it all out. One person solved this. That one person is me. Jack heard about it. Jack went and dug it up. Those people who are following Jack and believing his story and doing interviews or whatever, I call them jackasses. Jacksasses. Whatever you want to call. They're following someone who has no clue and trying to wing it as they go. Folks, I put everything out there. I have some people who see it and they appreciate what I've done and put closure to this. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put closure for myself because I know the whole story. I know how it came about. The only thing I don't know is how directly Jack heard about my solve to go dig it up. I appreciate all the positive comments, and Forrest knew someone solved it. For 2 months, he called him the man from the East. Folks, that is me. 2 months. And then Jack showed up. So, believe what you want. I've been honest. I've been putting all of my heart and soul in explaining how this all falls together and fits. And if you don't see it, I can't do anything about making you see it. But there are people who are going to see it. So you can say whatever you want to pick on the guy who literally solved Forrest Fenn's poem. I don't care. I've taken crap from people my whole life and had my balls busted. I don't care. I've got so many stories of this whole adventure that's just waiting to be told, and it's all true, folks. Believe what you want. I am the man from the East, the person who solved Forrest Fenn's poem. Thank you to all of my fans out there. Maybe I'll see you again real soon. Everybody have a great day, whether you like me or not. Try to have a good day. I will see you around. Take care, everybody.